I turned 40 in a couple months, and lately I've been asking myself a question. If I keep doing the same thing I'm doing over and over again, what will 50 years old be like? My life was like a freaking roller coaster, okay? Full of adrenaline, just nonstop up and down. You see, my biggest two goals were to raise a family and to work non-stop, because that's what we were taught. You have to go to work and pay the bills, because we all know this, right? If we stop working, we stop getting paid, and the roof over our head will suddenly come to a stop. We'll be living on the streets, living in an apartment. You know what happens when we stop working. I was actually offered a promotion at my work. I thought more money, more freedom, a different schedule, and maybe more time with my family. Yes, please, I'll take that, no problem. Let's go. But what happened next may change the perspective of my life forever. I actually had to wake up way earlier than I've ever woken up before. I had to wake up at 3 a.m. to go to work at 4 a.m. Several months later, I started to not sleep very well. Now that I got this giant promotion, I was so stressed out about it. I was always thinking about work. I was always worried about what tomorrow's gonna be like. So adrenaline really hit when I started only getting 1 to 2 hours of sleep every single night. And believe it or not, in my industry, we were working 10 to 16 hours every single day. My friends and family said, you know what, it's okay. Your body will eventually get used to you waking up and going to sleep at a new time. And it never did. My body never got used to it for whatever reason, I don't know. And I actually got this promotion during the 2020s, where the pandemic took place. Outside of that, I kept pushing myself harder and harder, as hard as I could, without good sleep. And because that's what I was instilled growing up as a young man, is you gotta work hard and you gotta push through. Eventually, I was so worried about work, I was stressing out. I was stressing the F out. Eventually, I started having severe anxiety. I had sleep issues, I had health issues. Things were literally falling apart in the inside. But on the outside, things were looking wonderful. We bought new cars. We got to remodel our house. We got to go on vacations. We were living the American dream with the white picket fence. Things were looking absolutely amazing. But on the inside, my body was literally falling apart. So, what did health actually really mean to me? You see, in my 20s, things were about having fun. Things were about going to the gym. Things were about taking care of myself and living a fun lifestyle. But in the 30s, things flipped the script, right? It was about making money. It's about raising that family. I didn't have time to go to the gym. I was working 12, 14 hours a day, only sleeping 1 to 3 hours a day. So my body was literally crumbling. Long story short, my wife and I decided enough is enough. We sold our house a few years ago, moved across town, and rented a house. And we started to do what my wife always dreamed about, was starting her very own in-home daycare. So we decided this is what we're going to do. This is how Alex is going to revert and change his health. So what did I start doing? I started doing all the things I did in my 20s. I started having fun. I started going to the gym. I started doing martial arts. I started doing all the things that I couldn't do because it worked so much. Now we have a little bit more flexibility and freedom of owning our own business. But my body still didn't feel safe in its own body for some reason. 2 years into doing this thing that I would have figured things would have changed, but my anxiety never really got better. My sleep issues never really got better. Things never calmed down because I was still on the go all the time. So what does health mean to me now? You see, I've actually been reading and discovering about our nervous system. You see, this nervous system thing is about how we can actually heal our bodies. If we teach our bodies to feel safe again, and to trust ourselves, and to actually slow down, actually move our bodies in a certain way, trusting our body, This will actually calm our body down and get us out of fight or flight. It was about breathing. It was about flow, our own bodies. So for me, it wasn't about pushing to the limits anymore. My body had enough of it. It was about doing small things consistently over time is what actually matters most. See, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever age, and you've been telling yourself to keep pushing harder, that's not the secret. The secret is healing your nervous system. I for sure don't have it all figured out. That's why I'm posting this video. I don't have it all figured out. My body's still effed up. But what I can tell you is by doing small movements every single day, your body can actually heal itself. It's never too late.